To keep up to date with our latest videos, please hit the subscribe button below.
Hi there, it's Chris here from RacingBetData.com. I think it's about time we gave you an update on how we're getting on with all the new data outputs that we've been speaking about for a while. You might not even be aware of these, so this video will be a great way for you to familiarize what we've been doing and what's coming your way. So these new functions, features, and outputs are going to be delivered in stages. So I'm at the point now. I'm on the development test site at the minute, but I'm able to show you what it will look like for you as an advanced member once we deploy phase one. So the best thing to do is probably to navigate through and generate some output so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm just going to select every Tuesday from May last year and send that to screen just so you can see what we're doing and what we've been working on. Now we've just added nearly 4.5 million cells worth of data to the database. So as you can appreciate, no quick and easy task to backfill that amount of data. And we're in the final testing phase at the minute. So just looking through, making sure that everything is matched up correctly. There's no anomalies in there. And the data is as watertight as it can be once we come to the point of pushing this to the live site. We've also got a little bit of final tweaking to do on our daily routine, which happens back end. So not anything that you'll see or affects you, but it essentially delivers the data to you so you can export it from the database, which is what the data dashboard that we're on does. So a little bit of work to do, and that will be phase one. So we're going to do it in a couple of different phases. So delivering the data output to you is phase one, and this is happening in real time here. So you can see I've just generated nearly or just over 2,000 rows worth of data from 2022. And the eagle-eyed amongst you might notice there's this scroll bar that will allow me to navigate to the right-hand side. So essentially, this is the cutoff at present, the info column. And the agreement we've made is that if we do make changes to data outputs, we do not interfere with the current structure. So everything from here to the left, we're not going to change the ordering. We're not going to input any additional cells or columns in there, because we understand the impact that has. People have templates and automations and the like set up. So by disrupting that order can cause people problems. So where we do add in any new features and functions and columns and data and outputs, we'll do that to the end. So we've bolted on these new additional columns that you can see here that all are abbreviated down, and we've added them to the key of headings. So if you scroll through here, you can see from here onwards, essentially these are all new columns that we've added, and these are ones that are contained currently in our pre-race daily download file. So I know a lot of people have been using these columns to derive system strategies and approaches to analyze and data, but that means combining multiple days worth of daily files into one and having to manipulate all of that in Excel. Some people find that really easy and enjoyable, which is fine. You can still do that, and there's a lot more data still in that data pre-race daily file than we can ever fit in the dashboard. So these are the popular ones that we've been requested that we've added in, and it will allow you to easily manipulate larger data sets using these function controls. Okay, so all of these, like I said, have been taken from the pre-race download file, which means we can date this back in terms of the backfill to July 2021. So we've got over 2 years worth of data in there already, and we will continue to add to that every day as we go forward. We've also taken this opportunity to add in these two additional columns that have been requested by many members over a number of years. So it's a great spot in time to be able to do this, to combine the two. So not just working on this backfill, but also getting our feeds in place to get the Betfair place odds into the dashboard and whether the horse placed. So these are the abbreviations, and these are an explanation of what those columns do. So like I said, you can see these on screen now. Also export this to Excel. So I'm just going to send this to Excel as well whilst we're here talking. Now all of these column headers, so current and new, that you can see that are in the white, are sortable. So what I mean by that is if I click on, I'll come back to the sorting in a minute. Just going to open this Excel file up. It's still downloading, so I can do that quickly now. So let's look at the RBD rank, for instance. Let's just click on that one here. Now, by clicking on these headers that are in white and with the hyperlink underneath, when you hover over it, it will sort these in order. So I've clicked the Racing Bet Data rank, and if I scroll back across to the right hand side, you can see here that this is sorted it low to high, and if I click it again, it will sort it high to low, and that is denoted by the arrow that you can see here. So ascending or descending arrow dictates where you've got the filter control on that column. Just scroll back and that will have sorted it the other way. Excellent. How's this Excel doing? It's still downloading, and here it is. So here's the Excel outputs with, as I said, the columns in the same format that you've seen them on the screen there. So we've got all the Racing Bet Data rank, the wins and last 5. These essentially are the new columns that we've added in. We've got a few yes/no columns, so whether it's a course distance winner, whether it's up in trip, whether it's placed in the Betfair market. So these are the new columns, like I said, that we've added in. So I know a lot of you are going to find a great deal of use in these. So we're really glad to be at a stage that we're almost at the stage where we can bring this to you. So this is phase 1. We'll be getting this data ready, primed, make sure it's accurate, make sure the testing's complete, get the daily process robust, and then we'll be able to give you the thumbs up so you can get yourself stuck into that. So that's really good. The next stage will be adding in additional filters, within the dashboard itself. So a lot of coding and more coding for us to do back end to allow you to put filter controls on some of these columns. So we'll be adding in new filters here, which will enable you to essentially cut down the output to what you want to see without having to send it to Excel and manipulate. You still do that, obviously, of course. But if you wanted to filter by horses that have had 2 wins in the last 5, for instance, we'll be able to add those filters in. But we'll be doing that behind the scenes once we've released all of the new data outputs for you to start using and getting familiar with. So that'll be phase 2, and then phase 3, because we have the Betfair placed odds in there now, and whether the horse placed or not, we will be able to add in some additional profitability tables based on the place market as well. So again, another benefit that you'll be getting, and that will be as the final phase for phase 3 that will be ready to implement. Now, one more thing I want to show you as well. So we will be adding in another page for you as a user to control these columns. So it might be that you're looking at these going, oh, great, you've added in a load of extra columns. I'm not really interested in those, and that's going to consume space on my screen. So you can edit these. Simply click the edit button. Now, there'll be a link to this on the dashboard itself. As I said, I'm in the test mode at the moment, so I've just navigated to the test URL. But let's say, for instance, you don't really want to see the jockey, the trainer, you don't want to see the Betfair in play and pre-race odds, but the rest of it you're interested in. We can take out the tick reductions as well, and the info column, and then we click update, and that will save and retain against your unique login. So if I log out now and then 2 days later I log back in and I want to generate some output, it will remember my settings. So we navigated back to the dashboard. Now let's go back and generate the same output that we did just a moment ago, but this time the output will generate with the columns that I've excluded taken out of your data set. Now that will allow you to have obviously better visibility on the screen because it won't be clogged up with the columns and information that you're not interested in. When you're sending this output to Excel as well, it will filter out these columns that you're not using or not needed, so you're not having to hide or delete those columns or do the additional layer of manipulation. So it just gives you as a user more options and controls over the outputs that you're generating on the screen, and then easy enough to go back in and put those back in. So as you can see here, I've just generated the outputs. There's no scroll bar now. That fits nicely on my screen. And the jockey, the trainer, the Betfair SP data, and the tick information that I don't use, or I'm assuming I don't use for my outputs, has now been hidden and taken out of the display in any exports that I do. And then, like I said, it's easy enough to go back in, update that again if you want to add a couple more in, or even if it's only 5 or 6 columns that you're interested in. That'll make it so much easier to display and so much quicker for that output to generate for you. So that's what we've been working on. We've got the user control settings that will be coming your way. All these additional output columns will be coming your way. As soon as we're at a point where we're ready to flick the switch, we'll obviously we'll do another video and we'll make an announcement on that. So as an advanced member, current advanced member, or a new advanced member, you will have exclusive access to all of those new outputs. And then we can get on with doing the filter controls in the background. So a continual improvement of release is what we'll be making, and we really couldn't do it without you. So we're grateful for your support and help and suggestions and feedback that we get. It's really beneficial, although in some instances it does slow down production time because we're having to go away and do other things. But we understand that, you know, as a user, the needs you have, so we have to support with that. And that allows us to obviously improve and move forwards as we have done over the years, and we will continue to do. So thanks again for your support. I hope you appreciate what we're delivering here, and we're really excited to be able to bring this to you. So fingers crossed, testing goes well, and we can deploy this as soon as physically possible.